in general, there's a pattern. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a pattern.
The pattern with her is, I believe, looking. I mean, she likes love. She loves love, and I get it. We all do, and we all want that. That magical. I don't know, fairy tale book, love story,
butterflies.
And that shit may not exist.
And it does exist. A lot of times,
the fairy tale.
Yeah,
I mean, it's what you make it.
Right. That's like the honeymoon phase of a relationship. A lot of times, right? So like it's all everything's high.
Oh yeah,
energy's
right.
This person,
right.
But then
the real sets in.
Yeah, you start seeing shadows. You know what I'm saying? People, you start seeing their shadow energy come out.
Right. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Legacy Journeys. I'm your host, Liv, along with my co-host,
Carlton Lewis, the host with the most.
Yes.
How you been, girl?
I'm good.
Good.
Blessed.
Good. It's been a minute since we put an episode out, so we got some good stuff for y'all today. We're going to talk about relationships. So we know this is a love relationship podcast. So today we're going to talk about a current event relationship. We're going to talk about Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. We're going to break down their relationship from our eyes and what's an opinion piece. And we're also going to hit you all with another article by Mr. Mark Manson called Fuck Yes or No. All right. So let's hop right into it. So the whole Ben and J-Lo thing, they dated once before. If you can't help but see them if you watch TV and if you're seeing stuff like TMZ or Dish Network and stuff like that. Dish Nation. Dish Nation. Shouts out to those folks. And we got Popcorn in here today too. So Popcorn's our special guest, and that's our beagle, our 2-year-old beagle. So he'll be floating around in here. If you hear a little jingle, 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 that's him moving around. Or you may see him pop up, trying to get some love. So don't be distracted by that, or be distracted by it. That's our guy.
He is cute.
Yeah,
I can see you being distracted by him.
All right. So again, Benifer, as they were called, back in the early 2000s, they dated for a while, and J-Lo, short for Jennifer Lopez, for anybody that's just been under a rock. So they were engaged, right? And they called off the wedding. 2003, I think
2002 or 3.
Somewhere
they got
in that
engaged,
range. Right.
And the wedding was called off I believe days before.
Yeah, like shortly before,
right.
Getting ready to get married.
Right.
And, they both went on to marry other people and have children with other people. And, then they got divorced. Right. And then they rekindled their relationship again, and Jennifer dated several people. I don't know how many people Ben dated, but Jennifer
right. I don't really know too much about who he dated in the past prior to her, but when they met, she was married to Chris Judd, who I believe was one of her dancers, and so that was her second husband. And so when they met, she ended up divorcing Chris Judd, and that's when she started, her and Ben Affleck, became like an actual couple.
Right.
And so they broke up before the wedding. And then 20 years later, they meet back up. And apparently from what I've read, they've always remained friends.
Which is interesting.
Because if I was Jennifer Garner, I'd be like, no.
Right.
Like, why are you friends with her? Why you need to be friends? But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Right.
But so they were friends, and Jennifer and Ben, they got divorced in 2018. Okay. And so Jennifer Garner.
Right. Okay.
And Ben, they got divorced in 2018. Mm-hmm. And so from what I've read was that they were still friends. And so during the time that she was with A-Rod, because they were engaged as well. And I guess he was dating He was dating some chick after he got divorced from Jennifer Garner. I forgot her name. Anna Day something. I don't know. Y'all probably know. I don't know her name.
Y'all let us know.
Right. Let us know. It was Anna D something. Anyway, so they broke up, and then from my understanding, they met up and were talking or whatever. And next thing you know, they're back dating, and she leaves A-Rod.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Which is crazy, because I'm like, my thing is, girl, like, give yourself a break.
Yeah,
like,
I would definitely say that. It's
like, she can't be alone, and I'm like, sis, you need to be alone. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's one issue. She really needs to, like, spend some time with just her, love on her kids, with Mark Anthony. It's like to me, it's like she's never really had a break. She's never really been alone.
Right.
And I know a lot of women like that. You just jump from one relationship to the next.
Yeah, you don't give yourself time to heal.
Right, right.
Yeah,
you definitely got to give yourself time to heal.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, learn yourself.
Right.
And
learn some lessons. To really, like, get the lesson of what's happening. So
in these relationships that are not working out.
Right. And the common denominator
is her.
Right. So, so I can say that about myself and any relationships I've been in. The common denominator is me, and it's like, okay, well, what, having some introspection, because that alone time gives you time to introspect.
Right.
And really look at, okay, what's my pattern?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why am I attracting this type of person? It could be that question.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be, what am I doing, to have for my relationships to tank?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For me, these relationships are going
south. For those of you who don't know, he's been married twice.
I have.
Prior to us meeting.
Right.
And so, yeah.
Yeah.
And he also has a baby mama.
Right. And outside of that, though, those aren't the only relationships that I had, though. I'm just saying any relationship,
right,
not just marriage.
Right. Okay.
Any relationship. Right.
Okay.
Like, what's the, because she's the common denominator.
Right. But I thought you were saying that because she was actually engaged, married, like when her and Ben got married, that was her 4th time.
Mm-hmm.
His, I believe, 2nd.
Right.
And so that's why I thought you were talking about, like,
oh, how many times you've been actually married or engaged?
Right,
okay, I get it. No, I'm just saying, in general, there's a pattern. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a pattern.
The pattern with her is, I believe, she likes love. She loves love, and I get it. We all do, and we all want that, that magical, I don't know, fairy tale book, love story.
Butterflies.
And that shit may not exist.
And it does exist. A lot of times,
the fairy tale.
Yeah,
it's what you make it.
Right. That's like the honeymoon phase of a relationship. A lot of times, right. So like it's all everything's high. Your energy's this person. Right. But then
the real sets in.
Yeah, you start seeing shadows. You know what I'm saying? People, you start seeing their shadow energy come out.
Right.
And I think that could be what happened here. So like we pulled up an article, right? Because we're trying to find a good article about it. So we had pulled this one opinion piece up by Holly Thomas, and her opinion piece is called "The Relationship Lessons We Can Learn from Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck." Yeah. Now we're not going to read it because it's actually pretty long. But what I got out of it from reading that article was she was basically saying that they had different views on how to handle their level of popularity. Like they're both popular.
Right.
They're both popular.
Right.
And so, people are going to be nosy. You're going to have paparazzi around. You're going to be, that's just part of being famous.
Right.
People like to see famous people. And they had a difference. This is what the person said, Holly said. They had a difference of opinion on how to handle their stuff in the spotlight. Right. Because he was more of a private person.
Right.
And, and she mentioned in the article about he made a scrapbook of their, like, some love letters that he had written to her. Mm-hmm. And he gave it to Jennifer, and she gave it to like
some
producer or something
for a documentary.
Yeah, for a documentary she did to help boost her album, which is based on her relationship with Ben. Which is interesting. But Ben found out about it, and he was frustrated by it because he didn't want everybody knowing about that. So
okay.
that right
so
there.
So you think that is one of the reasons for their breakup?
I think so.
One of many.
yeah, and I'm sure the shooting just wasn't one thing.
Right.
But yeah, if the case was he wanted to be private and she didn't,
right,
that's definitely a conflict of interest.
Right.
That probably should have been discussed. So maybe that could have been the issue in 2003 as well. And I think the Holly alluded to that.
I think in 2003 though, I think that's when, because I was reading that she said that that's what started it. Because that that was when paparazzi was like, I guess it was like a big thing, and they were back then like a big couple.
Yeah, benefit.
And so because that's what started
those joint names.
Right,
yeah.
Right. They started that, and so she was just like, it just happened, and she likes the spotlight. I mean, she loves that kind of thing, but he doesn't.
Right.
And I guess, I don't know, is it one of those things where, you think that somebody has matured or maybe changed? I don't know.
And I personally think, because we talked about this too, is I think because they were both single when they first met, they got married to other people after they broke up. They had kids, so now you introducing you have to become a different person when you become a parent.
Right.
You know what I mean? And everybody doesn't parent the same. You know what I mean?
Too,
so that could be a issue. Then when you're divorced, you know what I'm saying? You got baggage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we talk about, you need to get some self-care.
Right, because she got, whoever her first husband was, I don't even know his name. And then Chris Judd, and then A-Rod, Mark Anthony. I keep forgetting about Mark Anthony. And so it's like, what was it? Like, you need to go over the relationship and see what it was that happened that caused it to fail.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah, she needs to sit down and really just do some soul searching, and not even that, just go over the different relationships that you had to see, like I said, where it went wrong. Because now, it was because I was reading, it was 2022, she was talking, she probably just said something in January, I can't talk. In January, where she was like, oh, we're so good, I love him, this and that. And then now y'all ain't talking.
Right. So yeah, it definitely got deep.
Right, because they're not speaking now, and it's like what happened?
Right, y'all was just all bubbly.
Right.
But then the media was catching seeing Ben, a lot of times you see he was looking frustrated.
And that,
as they went down the line.
It's funny you mentioned that, because they were always talking about his face, and she was like, yeah, he's good, and now it's he probably wasn't.
Right, he wasn't good.
He wasn't good.
No, he wasn't good.
Because he always looked like he was mad.
Right. And then, they had bought a nice, big, multi-million-dollar house.
$60 million house.
Right. And so when he went and bought another house, it was a dead giveaway. When he went and bought another house for himself, it was a dead giveaway that their relationship was pretty much, done. Now, I don't know what's going, they hadn't divorced yet, but isn't she looking for another house too?
Oh yeah, she's looking for one too. Yeah.
So it's just,
but then, which is crazy to me, because I'm like, I get it. She's a Leo, and I know we could be flashy. We like nice things, but they said the house she was looking at a $60 million. Why? I don't know, but it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
to me.
But they had different levels.
I know,
probably got different, advisors.
They still got the one. They haven't sold that yet.
Right, and they probably gonna wind up taking an L on it too.
I'm sure.
Yeah, they probably gonna wind up taking an L.
And it's I don't know. again, sometimes I feel like she just be doing the most, because, and they had this, didn't TMZ have like a special on her?
I want to think
them?
they did have a special. We probably should have watched that, y'all. But
well, did I? No, I didn't watch it. No,
we ain't watch it. We ain't watch it.
Not
But
like that.
TMZ got a special on everything.
Oh, yeah,
OJ Simpson, Diddy, strange things in the universe. You got they'll come out with a documentary. I mean, I'm not mad for them using their platform like that. But yeah, they Harvey Levin, he's definitely milking his platform.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would too.
You get a chance to shine like that,
hey,
you better milk it.
Right. But so what do y'all think? Like, what do you think went wrong? Or, like I said, I heard that it was one because of the attention.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like all that. And like he said, if she in that documentary like just left those letters that he wrote to her that was personal, if she just left them for anybody to see, like, yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's fine.
I would have an issue with that too.
Right. That's fine.
And then, like I said, I can't even imagine like what else could have happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To just for them to go to we're in love to they're not speaking
I don't even
right
want to
now.
Speak to you.
Right. And then you got the kids.
Right. And it could be something with the children that we don't know about.
Oh, maybe. I never thought about that.
Yeah, so you got children involved, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, you got children, baby mamas, baby daddies.
Got a lot of people involved.
You got a lot of people involved.
Yeah.
So and then you got the paparazzi on top of that in your business.
Right.
Trying to, hey J-Lo, hey Ben.
But see, again, she loves that.
Right.
And I guess maybe, like I said, maybe he thought she had changed.
Leave that alone, Poppy.
With maturity and she would no longer be into that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But we just wanted to discuss this because, well, first of all, like I said, they're both in their 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And they got married and now they're both about to get divorced and start back over.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, damn, like I really thought it was gonna
this
was it for them. Like, they found each other.
Yeah.
Their way back to each other years later. I just knew it was gonna be it. And I'm not a big J-Lo fan. I mean, I could, I watched a couple of her movies, but yeah, I kind of feel bad for her because she really like I said, she really loves love and is looking for that happily ever after.
Right. And she deserves that.
We all deserve that. Right. But again, it's what you make it.
Right. And you said
it's not going to always be roses and and like you said, the honeymoon phase, that shit is going to die eventually.
It
wears off fast.
Yeah, you should probably wait about 2 years to see if you really compatible with that person. Cause until that honeymoon phase die down,
right?
That's when you really can see, like, okay, can I see myself really with this person,
right?
And the quote unquote, I don't want to say flaws or the things that you don't like about this person. You know what I'm saying? Are they deal breakers or
right? That too.
You know what I'm saying? Are these deal breakers? You know what I'm saying? Or can I live with it?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we came up with like 5 different things, 5 practical lessons drawn from their situation. So I wanted to read those to you, and with the help of ChatGPT. Okay, if y'all not using ChatGPT,
you are cheating yourself.
Yeah, y'all are missing out. So,
yeah, seriously.
Because I asked it, I was like, okay, well, what kind of lessons can our audience learn from that? And it said number 1 was privacy matters in a relationship. It said one significant tension in Ben and J-Lo's marriage revolves around their differing views on privacy. We talked about that.
Right.
Lopez's decision to make their relationship a focal point of her latest projects, like her album and its accompanying film, has been challenging for Affleck, who values privacy and personal matters.
Mm-hmm.
The difference highlights the importance of aligning on how much of your relationship you want to share publicly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, we just had a conversation about that right before we hit the record button.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we just had so you got to talk about that stuff before you put stuff in public.
Right.
And what's your boundary for that? You know what I mean? You got to be able to respect the other person's boundary about something like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, who knows what kind of information, especially them, you know what I'm saying, what kind of information they had on each other, and it just got out in public.
Right.
You know what I mean? You might not have wanted that in public.
Right.
You might not want everybody to see you kissing in public or whatever, holding hands or doing whatever.
Right.
The number 2, it says on here, it says balancing fame and personal life. Despite both being celebrities, the couple's struggles suggest that even those accustomed to fame can find the constant spotlight on their relationships overwhelming. Affleck reportedly struggles with intense scrutiny that comes with Lopez's level of fame, which has been a stress point of their marriage.
Right.
The third lesson, it says the importance of joint prioritization. The couple's busy schedules have often kept them apart, which has exacerbated, which has exacerbated their issues. With Lopez focusing on her career and Affleck on his, they've reportedly been living separately. We covered that.
Yes.
Indicating the strain that can occur when partners are not on the same page regarding prioritizing their relationship. Yeah. So you got to have some type of balance, right?
Right.
Because I can speak for that wholeheartedly about workaholic. You know what I'm saying? Being like, I will just keep working and keep going and keep going and grinding
until he pass out.
And I will, but I had to, realize like, okay, dude, you got to have some balance. You got to set some time limits because, as an entrepreneur, you make your own schedule. You know what I mean? But you got to include personal time. You got to include time for your mate, time for your kids, time for yourself away from work.
Yeah.
So you got to make the relationship a priority. And obviously, it doesn't sound like the relationship was a priority to one party.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It didn't sound like it was a priority to that level. It was like, okay, well, I'm in this relationship. I'm going to exploit it. You know what I mean? And that works for some people.
Right.
Like
but
you gotta.
Again, that needs to be a conversation.
Yeah. Everybody can't make it smooth like, Jay-Z and Beyonce or, even older couples, Ruby D and Ozzy Davis, you know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't good like that.
Right.
Matthew Broderick and Sarah Jessica Parker, whatever her name is. Yeah, I mean, everybody can't roll on that same level, And I think if you make that relationship priority, it has to be together. It says number 4 here is handling media pressure. Their past breakups in 2003 was partly due to overwhelming media attention, and the renewed public interest in their relationship seems to have brought back similar challenges. Mm-hmm. This underlies the need for couples in the public eye to establish boundaries, and we talked about boundaries, with the media and prioritize their relationship over public perception.
Right.
Yeah, so you got to have those boundaries, and they're like, this is a no-go for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
And it seems like he's like the type that's like low key.
Yeah, he probably just want to act.
Right.
This is job. I act. This is what I do.
This is it.
That's it.
Once I act, I'm done with it.
I ain't got trying to do no big spectacles.
Right.
Jumping out of helicopters and airplanes.
And again, that's her thing.
So,
yeah, but
yeah, I mean, and that's really important about setting those boundaries. The last one is number 5, communication and support. Despite their differences, both Lopez and Affleck have tried to support each other's endeavors. However, miscommunication, like Affleck's discomfort with how Lopez showcased their personal life in her projects without his full awareness. Now, that's a big deal. It suggests that ongoing open dialogue is crucial for navigating such complex dynamics. Yeah, if you're going to just put something out there about your partner, about your personal life, yeah, you should let your partner know that.
Right. And like he said, we had this discussion earlier, right before we started recording, because I was about to put something out there about us personally, and he was like, absolutely not. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I wanted to know why, and he answered, and I was like, okay, cool. I respect that. Which I'm glad I asked him, because I was just gonna, do it. And he would have been mad as hell. You know what I'm saying? I was just gonna come on here and just talk about it, because for me it's like I could laugh about, certain situations after they have passed and I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? Like during the time, yeah, I was mad. Like the situation I wanted to discuss, we were actually in an argument. Like all yesterday I was like mad. But now that I'm not, I'm like, okay, well, it's funny now. But no, you need to respect your partner. You can't just, yeah, I'm glad I talked to him about it before I just decided just come on and do it. Because that wouldn't have been right. And it was something personal.
Very personal. Very personal.
Very personal. So yeah, you got to have a conversation with your mate before, you just air out their business like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do y'all think?
Please let us know.
Yeah.
What do you all think about, number one, their situation?
Yeah, their situation. Like, have you ever found yourself in a situation like that where you reunited, with a person you were once in a relationship with? I've heard situations like that, but typically they work. That's why I thought they were good.
Yeah, they don't always work.
Clearly.
Yeah, they don't always work. I've been there, done that.
Like, I was about to say, you sound like you speaking from experience.
Sometimes you just really just gotta, if you close the door on the situation,
leave it closed.
Yeah, it's maybe best to leave it closed. Yeah. Or at least get through the honeymoon phase. You know what I'm saying? If you go back down that road again, you might want to get through that honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
Before you make like a solid commitment.
Right.
Because you could be setting yourself up for a road that you really don't want to go down.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
So that's our take on Ben and Jen.
Yes. And so now we are going to go into another article by Mark Manson. It's called Fuck Yes or No.
And we'll link the article in the comments, and we'll also link to other shows where we've read Mark Manson's articles. So I want y'all to know who he is, because he's got.
Yeah, I just love him. He's just so real.
Yeah.
And I remember looking him up, Googling him, and he had this picture with a middle finger. I'm like, yeah, that's my dude right there. I love that.
Yeah, he's just
it's like
down to earth. Yeah, he's just a down to earth dude.
Right.
And this book is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. So
yes,
we'll put a link.
We mentioned that.
Yeah,
yes.
we mentioned it before, but I'll put a link to where you can actually get the book. I'll put it in the comments.
Okay.
All
right. Think about this for a moment. Why would you ever choose to be with someone who is not excited to be with you?
Mm-hmm.
There's a gray area in dating many people get hung up on. A gray area where feelings are ambiguous, or one person has stronger feelings than the other. This gray area causes real, tangible issues.
Mm.
She says she's not interested, but she still flirts with me. So what do I need to do to get her? Well, I know she likes me, but she didn't call me back last weekend. What should I do? He treats me well when he's around, but he's hardly around. What does that mean? Most dating advice exists to solve this gray area for people. Say this line, text her this, call him this many times, wear that. Much of it gets exceedingly analytical, to the point where some men and women actually spend more time analyzing behaviors than actually, behaving. True. Frustration with this gray area also drives many people to unnecessary manipulation, drama, and game playing, like forgetting a jacket at her place so she'll have to call you again, or making him wait until he's taking you on 3 dates before you'll sleep with him.
I've heard of both of those things.
Oh, yeah. Which, I mean, to each is their own, but yeah, that 3-date rule.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely heard that, the 3-date
rule. Oh, yeah,
rule.
absolutely. I'm just saying, though, I don't know. I just feel like at a certain age, like if you're dating, you're 40, I just, I just think that shouldn't apply. I'm like, go with the flow. Like, you old enough to know, like, or can read somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like we said in, I don't know what episode it was, but I mean, if the vibe is there, right. I mean, I'm just saying.
If it pop off.
Hey, don't stop the pop off.
Don't stop the pop off.
I'm gonna bring that back in. Yeah, if everything is popping and good, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why not?
And
you're both grown.
Mm-hmm. I've definitely experienced the thing like forgetting. You know, I left this over here.
Right. So that they could call you.
Right. Well, can I leave this over here?
You asked?
No, not me. Not me. Look, I'm leaving what I came with.
Right. I don't think I've ever did anything like that. Left something purposely. I can't talk today. Mm-hmm. Purposely so that I can go back, or they'll have a reason to contact me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
people. Yeah,
that's lame.
Yeah, but people do it.
Oh, I'm sure they do. These things may seem clever, exciting, even logical to some people who are stuck or frustrated, but this dating advice misses the point. Mm-hmm. If you're in a gray area to begin with, you're already lost.
Wow.
Let me ask again, why would you ever be excited to be with someone who is not excited to be with you? If they're not happy with you now, what makes you think they'll be happy with you later? Great point. Why do you make an effort to convince someone to date you when they make no efforts to convince you?
That part.
Yes.
That part.
Yes. So those of you who dating, if a man or woman, whoever, has you in what he calls a gray area where, she flirts with me, but she won't call me, or, you text them, you reach out and they won't text you back.
Right.
Or they take forever to text you back. Yeah. Move on.
Yeah.
Don't keep trying to figure out somebody's like weird behavior.
Right.
Yeah, I know I don't have time to figure it out. And that's with any relationship. Yeah,
and we talked about that book, The Way of the Superior Man, before. Mm-hmm. And he talks about that in there too. Like especially for guys, because it's for guys. Mm-hmm. But he was basically saying, listen, if the female don't want to be with you, bruh, leave. Don't keep trying to be with her.
Force it, right.
Go lick your wounds in the corner, go heal, do whatever you got to do, and go
Get the hell on.
Get the hell on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you trying to think she going to change? Like, nah. Bruh.
If she, more than likely not.
If she not reciprocating your effort, yeah.
Next.
Time for you to put the deuces up.
Right. The law of fuck yes or no.
Wait a minute, I think we...
right. Okay. Oh, right. My bad.
It was the bottom of this question.
What does that say about you? That you believe you need to convince people to be with you? Hint, it implies that you wouldn't even want to be with yourself. That part.
I didn't read this article. So
no, you did not. Yeah. That part.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You wouldn't buy a dog that bites you all the time. You wouldn't be friends with someone who regularly ditches you. And you wouldn't work a job that doesn't pay you. Then why the hell are you trying to make a girlfriend out of a woman who doesn't want to date you? Where's your fucking self-respect?
Exactly.
The law of fuck yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
The entrepreneur Derek Sivers once wrote a blog post where he said, if I'm not saying hell yeah to something, then I say no.
Mm-hmm.
It served him well in the business world, and now I like to apply it to the dating world. And because I'm more of a vulgar asshole than Derek is, I'll christen mine the law of fuck yes or no. Okay? That's what I'm saying. That's why I love this dude. Mm-hmm. The law of fuck yes or no states that when you want to get involved with someone new in whatever capacity, they must inspire you to say fuck yes in order for you to proceed with them. Like I said, that's with any relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking a friend or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not about the... I'm sorry. I just can't sit here and figure out why somebody being weird.
Yeah.
I'm going to just let them be weird over there and I'm going to move on.
Right.
And so... The law of fuck yes or no also states that when you want to get involved with someone new in whatever capacity, they must also respond with a fuck yes in order for you to proceed with them. As you can see, the law of fuck yes or no implies that both parties must be enthusiastic about the prospect of one another's company.
I like
Why? Because attractive, non-needy, high self-worth people don't have time for people who they are not excited to be with and who are not excited to be with them. Fuck yeah.
Right.
Yeah, again.
Y'all need to hear that again. Let's read that again.
Because attractive, non-needy,
yes, that underlying
high self-worth people don't have time for people who they are not excited to be with and who are not excited to be with them.
Right. You gotta know your own self-worth.
Yes.
You gotta know your own self-worth.
Yes, please know your worth.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody is treating you like shit, why are you staying there? What are you waiting for?
Right. Like, you just think they just gonna change?
They gonna change. No, they're not gonna change. They are going to keep doing what you are allowing them to do.
Right.
Trust me.
Yep.
The many benefits of fuck yes or no. This may sound a bit idealistic to some, but the law of fuck yes or no has many tangible benefits on your dating life. Number 1, no longer be strung along by people who aren't that into you. Yeah, like, and trust me, I've been guilty of this before. I done talked enough about my ex, the one who passed away. I done talked enough about him. Yeah, I was always like the one trying to reach out, the one doing this, the one making the plans. And yeah, he was just, and I'm not saying that he was always like, well, yeah, he was.
What?
I was going to say, I'm not going to say he was always like a jerk like that. He kind of was. Like I said, the only time things were good was when we were actively together. When we would leave, when he would leave, it was like I wouldn't hear from him for days, and after the second day, or usually the first day, I would reach out to him.
Yeah.
And yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. End the wishing and hoping.
Mm-hmm. So end all the headaches.
Yes. End the disappointment and anger that inevitably follows. Start practicing self-respect. Become the rejecter, not the rejected. Yes.
Yeah.
And if you learn to love yourself and again, know your self-worth, you won't put yourself through this.
Right.
I wish I knew. And then I will admit, I didn't know my worth. I did not know my worth, and it showed. Because, again, I was the one who was basically chasing him.
Right.
I never gave him a chance to chase me because I was always the one initiating everything.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, no longer pursue people you are so on for ego purposes. We've all been there. We were so about somebody, but we went along with it because nothing better was around. And we all have a few we like to take back. No more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't be with somebody that you just feel,
Right. Mr. Right now.
Meh.
Mrs. Right now.
Right. Because there ain't nobody else.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you wind up like Jennifer Lopez.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that was the case, but yeah, because she be falling hard.
Yeah,
she loved like hard and fast. But no, this is somebody you ain't really feeling like that.
Right.
But you don't have any other prospects.
Right.
So you just putting up with it.
Yeah.
And I get it. It sucks being alone. Trust me, I know. It sucks being alone. But again, if they don't make you be like, fuck yeah.
Right.
And you getting that from them too, man.
It's a no.
Yeah. Number 3, consent issues are instantly resolved. If someone is playing games with you, playing hard to get, or pressuring you into doing something you're unsure about, your answer is now easy. Or as I often like to say in regards to dating, if you have to ask, then that's your answer.
Like Mark, he's stupid.
I mean, he just keeps it real.
Yep.
Number 4, establish strong personal boundaries and enforce them. And we've discussed that in previous episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Maintaining strong boundaries not only makes one more confident and attractive, but also helps to preserve one's sanity in the long run.
Mm.
Yes.
I never thought about that part. The second part, help you preserve your sanity?
Yeah, it costs you heartache.
Right.
You know, I mean, again, you have to set boundaries with people. I will keep saying this. Boundaries help people learn how to treat you.
Right.
Without boundaries, they'll say and do whatever to you until you put a stop to it.
Right.
Trust me, I know this from experience.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, always know where you stand with the other person. Since you're now freeing up so much time and energy from people you're not that into and people who are not into you, you now find yourself perpetually in interactions with people's intentions are clear and enthusiastic.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. The law of fuck yes or no is applicable to dating, sex, relationships, even friendships.
Mm-hmm.
You may have absolutely nothing in common with that bartender, but they're hot and are interested in getting down. Is it a fuck yes for sex? Oh, wait.
Yeah, is it a fuck yes for sex? It is? Then game on.
Thank you. Wrapped up in that sweet guy who treats you so well, except goes weeks without calling you and suddenly disappears after a couple of drinks and a round of the horizontal polka. Been wondering if he really likes you? Do his excuses of being so busy all the time seem legit? It doesn't sound like the answer is a fuck yes. Then it's time to move on.
Right.
Like I said, with my ex, again, we would have a great time when we were together. Once he left out my door, yeah, he could easily go days without talking and or texting. Yeah, he wasn't, I mean, he clearly liked spending time with me because he would, but once he was done, it was like, he was done. Yeah, you don't want to be with somebody like that where you got to sit here and guess and
right.
Yeah, if it's all that, it's not worth it because he ain't into you.
And they really want to be with you, they're going to show you.
They will be with you. They will text you.
Yep.
They will call you. Making out with a girl at your house, and every time you go to take her shirt off, she swats her hands away. That is not a fuck yes, my friend. Therefore, it is a no, and you shouldn't pressure her. The best sex is fuck yes sex, i.e., both people are shouting fuck yes as they hop between the sheets together. If she's not hopping, then there's no fucking. Period. Hint, fellas, this is a great time to ask a girl why she's not comfortable and what she's looking for from you. That by itself, treating her like a human and empathizing with her often creates a lot more clarity going forward. Mm-hmm. Yeah, fellas, if you with a girl and you intimate and you start trying to take her shirt off and she's pushing you away, I mean, y'all are old enough to know that that means she don't want to do that. Right. I mean, but since I read it, I felt like I had to go there anyway. Right. But yeah, if she's not feeling it like that, then why would you want to be with her? Why you keep trying? Unless you just what do they call it? A horny ass? I don't know. But yeah, you just want it. But come on now. Yeah, it's good to have a conversation. I like what he's saying. Like, hey, what do you really expect from this? Right, what do you want from... Right, ask her. Right. Ask her what's up. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that. No. Yeah. Want to date that woman you met last weekend, but she keeps ignoring your texts and calls? Not sure what to say or do, especially since she seemed so happy to go out with you when you initially met her. Well, my friend, this is obviously not a fuck yes. Therefore, it is a no. Delete her number and move on. Next. Fuck yes or no applies to relationships as well. My wife used to work with a guy who got married because it seemed like the right thing to do. You do your taxes because it seems like the right thing to do. You wipe your infant's ass because it seems like the right thing to do. You don't marry someone because it seems like the right thing to do. You marry them because you can't fucking imagine ever not wanting to be with them. Unsurprisingly, 4 years later, he was cheating on his wife every chance he got. The marriage was not a fuck yes for him. It should have been a no from day one. Sometimes the law of fuck yes or no will apply differently on different levels. You may be a fuck yes for friendship with someone, but mildly excited to have sex with them. Therefore, it's a no. You may be a fuck yes on banging someone's brains out, but a definite no on actually spending any time with them. Apply the law to your decision making as it suits your needs.
Mm-hmm.
The law of fuck yes or no doesn't necessarily mean you have to be falling in knee-wobbling love at first sight. It doesn't even mean you have to be completely convinced that someone is right for you. You can be fuck yes about getting to know someone better. You can be fuck yes about seeing someone again because you think there's something there. You can be fuck yes about giving things a few months to pan out and see if you can fix the problem in the relationship. You can be fuck yes about sticking it out in an unhappy relationship because you can see the long-term potential in the future. The point is, both you and the other person need to be fuck yes about something, and it must be the same thing. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. Pretty much.
The only two problems that exist. But the real beauty of the law of fuck yes or no is that it simplifies the problems you can have in your dating life. When applying the law of fuck yes or no, there are only really two problems one can have. The first problem is people who never feel a fuck yes for anybody they meet. If you are lukewarm on absolutely everyone you meet, then either your demographics are way off or you suffer from a lack of vulnerability and are protecting yourself by remaining indifferent and unenthused by all of those around you. Remember, it's your job to look for someone cool in everyone you meet. It's not their job to show you.
Right.
This is life, not a fucking sales convention. Learning to appreciate people you meet is a skill you cultivate. So get on it. This doesn't mean you have to fall in love with everyone who breathes in your direction. It just means you need to take responsibility for your ability to connect with the people you are meeting. The second problem is people who never meet others who feel a fuck yes for them. If all of the people you pursue give you a mild response or outright rejections, then it's time to focus on improving yourself. I like that. Ask yourself, what is it about yourself that would inspire others to say fuck yes about you? If the answer is not obvious, then you get to work. Build yourself into a person others would say fuck yes to.
Yeah.
And this is the ultimate dating advice lesson. Man, woman, gay, straight, trans, furry, whatever. The only real dating advice is self-improvement. Everything else is a distraction, a futile battle in the gray area, a prolonged ego trip. Because yes, with the right tools and performance, you may be able to con somebody into sleeping with you, dating you, even marrying you. But you will have won the battle by sacrificing the war of long-term happiness. So what do y'all think about that? This whole article, I think it's a good way to really, vet people out.
Absolutely. And this is, again, you can use it for relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it for friendships, possible friendships. You can use it as far as with work.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Choices, just anything.
Yeah.
It applies to any and everything in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And if it's not a fuck yeah,
then it's a no.
It's period. A no. It's simple. And don't be chasing nobody, man. Chasing somebody that don't want to be with you.
That part.
You put yourself on a hamster wheel. You just running around in a circle.
It ain't getting nowhere.
Right. We's running, but we ain't getting no place.
God, no, you did.
I had to.
So yeah, as he said, let us know what y'all think. Your comments. We like them.
Yep. We like them. And watching this far, and you're watching on YouTube, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Our subscriber count has been growing, so we appreciate you all for subscribing. Leave a comment because we really want to know what y'all think, and share this episode with somebody else, and hit that notification bell too, so you'll know the next time we put out a new episode or a short. You know, all that stuff, you get notifications for that. We've been putting out a lot of shorts lately, so we appreciate y'all. So
yes, we do.
And we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. One more thing. What do you all want us to talk about? We're open to hearing what you all want us to talk about, right?
We would love to know.
So definitely shoot us. Leave that in the comments as well, and we'll take care of it, especially if it makes sense.
Right.
If it don't make sense, if it doesn't fit what our target market want, then
it's a no.
We want
a fuck yes.
We want some fuck yeah topics, and if it's not a fuck yeah, then it's gonna be a no. It's simple, right? All right. So we're gonna wrap up this episode. This has been Carlton
and Liv,
and this is Legacy Journeys, where we embrace, explore, and evolve relationships. We out. Peace.